All right, we're back with the Fantasy Critic. We're going to go over the results of 2023 and then look at 2024. Sky 85 Interactive Entertainment gets the dub. What do you have to say to that?
That's right. Um, yeah, it was a pretty easy victory. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it was definitely an easy second place for me after uh, just a cataclysmic L from Clardonics Media Monopoly. Anything to say to that?
I feel like I need to defend myself because okay, most of my negation came from I didn't do my two counter picks that I was supposed to do, but
Yeah,
I
cheat.
don't think that's my fault. I could have used a helpful reminder from my friends, but
We sent like 5 reminders saying you were a cheater for that counter picking because counter picks lost us points pretty much. So
most of my games didn't come out, which I think that's actually a
okay,
good thing because
skill
that means
issue.
those were really good games. They just needed more time in the oven,
No, that doesn't
to
matter.
really
I would
shine.
rather them suck and come out and be like a 75 and be on the Fantasy Critic than wait another year and be like an 80, 85, 90. So we'll go
But
over the
you know,
results. Do you want to
well, this
defend
is
your
like
list
golf.
here? I have your list
Yeah,
up, so do you want to like defend your list here of the fact
absolutely.
that
I just want
nothing came out?
This is like golf, so you want the lowest score possible. So that's what I was shooting for.
You want the most amount of games that didn't come out, is what I'm hearing.
I will say, almost all of my picks were like had artwork, and it's not something that was like, oh, this is like a
Made
game
up.
we think is coming out. Like this is all stuff that has marketing material. So I really thought a lot of it was going to come out, but I don't know. It seems like it was just a hard year for indie developers, and they just almost
Hmm.
everything got delayed. So.
Yeah, and to
I've
be fair, the four games that did come out for you scored over 80,
There you go.
or at least 80.
I'm just surprised Mars After Midnight
It's
didn't
pretty
come
good.
out. And you
Yeah, what a
counterpicked
shocker.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which lost you 14 points.
I
Just
don't
a
know what I should have
rough,
counterpicked instead.
rough overall year. I had
I
a
don't think
couple
this was like,
counterpickable ones, but
oh, maybe Redfall. That would have been a good counterpick.
well, we'll get to that.
That would have
Well,
been an
any
excellent.
last thoughts on your 2023 draft list?
No, I think I'm good. I'm
I mean,
excited
it is a
for
good lineup of
for
games. I mean, you got the Hollower and Silk Song, which I think are going to be both big games for 2024, if they come out 2024
well,
even.
yeah, that's
But
there.
just and you have Hades 2 as well, which is going to be big. But we'll see. But 7 total points. Um, just 6.7
That's a good
really,
number.
but 7 total points. So looking at mine, I got some. I feel like I had a good lineup that was also brought down by a few duds and a few releases. So, or a few delays, I should say. So I mean, I got like Final Fantasy 16, Tears of the Kingdom, both high scorers. I got Spider-Man 2, which is another pretty high scorer. Pikmin 4, really high. I unfortunately had Redfall on my list, which was not a good pick. And Stellar Blade didn't come out. Suicide Squad, that game, if that game would have come out, it would have just been suicide for my freaking draft. Because that game already looks bad enough, and they delayed it for a while. So, and then Detective Pikachu lost me 3 points. It would have actually gained me a bunch of points if they let Detective Pikachu smoke crack. But I got a Eden Chronicle 100 Heroes got pushed, I think April or something. But I feel like I had a good lineup. I mean, Alan Wake 2 is on there, Sea of Stars. I got a good lineup. It's just I had a few duds and then 3 games that got me a 0 because they didn't come out. So, and then my counterpick of Hogwarts Legacy wasn't great, but I took the risky move of counterpicking Hollow Knight, which I thought was obvious that it wasn't going to come out, and it ended up working out. And then I don't even know what Nine Souls is, but I just sounded like a fake game to me, so I figured it wasn't going to come out. So 174 points total, not bad. Sky 85 Interactive Entertainment. Any thoughts on your list here?
Yeah, so I think what really won me the game was just picking very safely and picking games that like actually released the year.
Yeah, I mean, you
So
got
all
lucky
my
that there's no
games,
delays.
yeah, all of the games that I picked, I'm pretty sure had like a set release date and never got delayed. So all the games got scores. And I had good games too, like RE4 Remake, Street Fighter 6 was really good.
Yeah, you had some
Dead
high
Space
score.
Remake.
What's interesting to me is you have a
uh,
lot of games that scored in the 70s range. Like a
Yeah.
lot of pretty like average scoring games, and then just a few, but just the consistency of everything coming out was good, and you also didn't counterpick anything, crazy.
Yeah, and also the counter picks are really good, right? So Mars
Mars
After
After
Midnight
Midnight.
was is never coming out.
I don't think
And
it's
even
real,
if it did came out, even if it did came out, no one's gonna review it because it's for
but
like the play
the
You
date.
play
guys
date, yeah.
just you just aren't believers.
So
I'm not a believer. It's gonna come out and it's gonna be a
um
10. It's gonna be
yeah, and
unanimously
then
beloved.
Avatar and Detective Pikachu are
Those are
good counter picks
easy
as
counter
well.
picks, I
And
gotta say.
those it earned me a net positive of 2 for the counter pick. So that's very good, I would say.
Yeah,
Um,
can't hate for sure. So, we're gonna start a new year then for 2024. Looking at our three teams this year, Clardonics Media bankruptcy after last year, Objosoft coming back to be hopefully not second place, and Sky 85 Interactive Entertainment. We're doing draft rules. Lowest scoring is going to go first. Highest scoring is going last. So we're going to start off. We're each picking 9 games this time around, and then after, can't say E3 anymore. After Summer Game Fest time, we'll come back probably sometime late June, after like all the directs and all that stuff comes out, to pick the rest of our games. So let's see what we have first for Clardonics Media bankruptcy. What game is he going to draft?
Well, I'm just gonna scoop up one from my last
It's a little game called Mars
draft.
After Midnight.
No, I'm gonna start off with Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Yeah, it's a.
Scoop that up.
If
Yeah,
they
I
don't release it
it's
this
gotta
year,
come out this year. That's what I think. I mean,
that's copium.
that's
it's
copium.
coming out.
2028.
I'm putting on my clown nose right now.
We'll see. I mean, I think it'll be good, but we will see.
If it comes out, it'll get a good score. So
I mean, that's true. We just got to make sure. It's been the meme for how long? All right, so I'm going to go easy for my first one with something that's going to be an easy 90 plus. How do you draft? Where is it? Where's the up top?
up top.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. Smooth brain. I'm putting in Persona 3 Reload. I feel like that's an easy 90 plus. My caps lock is on for the
Okay.
viewers. I feel like that really and truly is just an easy 90 plus. It's a remake that is eligible. We should probably put the rules. No like remasters. So like, I don't know, the Ace Attorney Apollo Justice trilogy, since that's just a remaster, a port. No ports or remasters, but full remakes, stuff like, so like that are eligible. But Persona 3 Reload looks great from everything I've seen. The original game is already great, but definitely needs some quality of life updates. And everything we've seen from this remake looks fantastic. So I have no doubt that it's going to be great. I have no doubt that it's high 80s, low 90s score. So we'll let Sky 85. You have anything to say about this game that you're not going to play because you're a coward?
No, not really.
Pathetic.
So I get 2 drafts, right? It's snaking.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, so a game that I will most likely play. Dragon's Dogma 2.
Dragon's
So-
Dogma.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first game, and from what I've seen through the trailers, the second game's gonna be amazing.
I
I'm
was
just
reminded. Oh, I just want to butt in and say I was just reminded of how Dragon's Dogma 2 has cutscenes where you cook meat and it's like live footage that they recorded.
Oh,
of
yeah,
meat
that.
cooking, and I think that right there is gonna make it like a perfect score.
That'll probably bring it up to like a 97 or something, 98.
Yeah, that cutscene is just so bizarre. Um, but hopefully, the one thing I'm hoping is that you can somehow like change the graphic settings so that there's no like weird ghosting or blur. Because I feel like the game would look amazing otherwise. Like right now, I feel like I take off my glasses and I'm looking at the screen with my
You wish
nearsighted vision.
you don't
That's
like
what
your games to look like
that's
they just rubbed Vaseline on the screen?
that's what it looks like. I mean,
It's like those
I
frosted
don't
bathroom windows.
exactly.
They got that Babylon's Fall art style. Yeah,
Yes. So
I have no reason to think
hopefully,
that it's not going to be great.
yeah. So hopefully there's no motion blur. Otherwise, but other than that, I think it's going to be a great game. Um, I think my second pick is going to be an obvious choice here. Uh, I'm clearly going to pick Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
That's an easy
I
pick.
mean, I have no doubt it's going to score very well.
It's an
I
easy
mean, it's
pick.
Final Fantasy VII. Pretty easy pick. I don't think there's nothing much more to say about that.
I'm very excited for it. I think it looks great. I just want you all to know that my man Sky 85 was like, I don't know if I'm gonna play it. I don't want it to take up too much space on my hard drive. He played and platinumed the original Final Fantasy VII remake, but he's like, this might take up some space on my little hard drive, my hardy. So like, just was like, I don't know. So just to let you guys know the kind of degenerate we're dealing with here, and why you should be
Okay.
rooting for this guy not to win. No, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out on the leap day, February 29th, which I think is a cool release date. But I mean, it just looks like such a, you're kind of the original game. You're more squared off and you're more kind of more linear. But I mean, this is the game where they're like, yeah, this is opening up now. This is going to be way bigger. Some of the stuff in the I only saw the original trailer when they announced it, and I've been trying to not watch the trailer since then, just to go in pretty fresh. But I'm like, they seem to be changing a lot up. Like, this is kind of bizarre what they're doing here. But yeah, I think it's an easy draft pick. And you need to defend yourself. And you need to defend your hard
Me?
drive. Yeah.
Yeah, the 1 GB of memory is precious.
Yeah.
You know, I have to consider that.
1 gigabyte of memory. Yeah, not 1
1
terabyte.
gigabyte. Yeah, not 1 terabyte.
My PS5 has
It's
1
actually more like
gigabyte of
800.
memory. It's
Okay,
something else.
it's actually more like 800 something, but
You can
Just
download
delete a just
other
delete a
reasons,
game.
but-
Just be look at your PS5 library and be like, maybe I don't need to have Wild Hearts installed on my hard drive anymore.
You can download one Call of Duty gun.
Yeah.
yeah, 1 Call of Duty.
Anything else to say about
no.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth?
Nope, it's gonna score like a 99.
Yeah, I bet it is. My next game, I'm still in caps lock. I'm not turning it off. My next game I'm going to pick is Metaphor ReFantasio. I am Atlas's strongest warrior. I am Sega's strongest soldier. So I figured I'd go just right off the bat with two of them here. I think this game looks really cool. I think it's going to be, another high quality, unique RPG from Atlas. So I have no reason to think that it's not going to score well. I mean, Atlas, even at their worst with something like, and I don't want to say like Shin Megami Tensei 5 is at its worst, but it obviously wasn't as, well liked as like the Persona games or some of the previous Shin Megami Tensei games. I mean, they're still going to make something good. So I think that this is going to be awesome. And I want to see more of it just because it's been in development for a long time. And I just feel like we've not seen much of anything having to do with this game. So any other thoughts on Metaphor ReFantasio? Sounds like a resounding no.
A resounding no.
A resounding no of thoughts on Metaphor ReFantasio. I feel like that game's an easy 85 plus. So, all right, back to Claironic's media bankruptcy. Where are we going next year?
I was thinking about doing all indies last time, but there is one game, AAA, that I want to scoop up before someone else might take it.
And that game is Call of Duty.
Exactly. No, it's a game I'm gonna play, and that is, let me find it. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Which is,
Intriguing.
It's developed. I forget what little branch of Ubisoft is making it, but it's like a a Metroidvania. It seems like it's inspired by Metroid Dread. And it's like we finally get a new AAA Metroidvania, and it comes out very soon. So
Yeah, it comes out this month. Yeah, it looks good. Ubisoft, I gotta say, Ubisoft, for all like the bizarre, terrible big games that they make. Some games that some may say are a little milk toast. Um, as far as AAA goes, like they have a lot of their smaller projects that are pretty interesting. I mean, this game's ancient now, but like Rayman Legends is really good. The Mario and
Yeah.
Rabbids games are good. So it's like they have like their smaller like second tier of games are pretty cool. What were all those UB Arts games they did like Child of Light and what was that the World War One game? I forget what that one was called. Valiant Hearts. They had a lot of games that people really
Wild
appreciate.
Hearts.
So why? Yeah, I don't know about Wild
Well, and
Hearts.
I don't want to jinx
Yeah.
it. There was a really good documentary that they did with the studio, and the game looks great, but the documentary was by Gerard the Completionist, but it has nothing to do.
Oh no!
No.
Oh no!
The game looked great. He had nothing to do with it. He was just interviewing the people there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll move on from any talk of Gerard the Completionist right now. That was on my short list of games, I think. Yeah, it was on my short list of games, so I think that's a good pick. But I guess we're heading back to me now, right? Yeah. Oh no, this is a snake draft. Don't you get to
No,
go twice?
it's
Yeah,
yeah.
you get to go twice.
I get to go twice. Well then,
Yeah. Mars After
I'm
Midnight.
I'm again gonna choose a game.
Hades
for
2.
well, actually, now that you said that, I'm gonna pick Hades 2. I was
Yeah,
gonna
that-
pick something else, but
That's probably a safer pick than whatever you were gonna pull out of. I gotta say.
Hades
Here's
2,
the thing
actually just-
I have before we talk about this game. If this game comes out like the first one did first in early access, is it still counted?
I don't know. I mean, I think the website probably accounts for that or something, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. I don't think they're going to put it out in early access. I think they'll just release the full thing.
I don't have much to say about Hades, but I haven't played Hades, but I actually just got it for Christmas, so I will be playing it soon.
Santa dropped that one down in your stocking.
Did.
All right. Yeah, I don't like roguelikes, so I have nothing to say about Hades 2. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep going.
Actually, it's not like I think it's like a more forgiving roguelike, so it could potentially be something that would be more interesting to you if you like don't like roguelikes at all. I don't think it's as like punishing with those sorts of mechanics. I think you are intended to just like finish the game.
I don't know. I feel like I missed the boat. We'll see. So I'm up for my next game here. I have a few that I would like to get. And I think that I'm just going to continue being... I want to get some early points. So I'm going to go for another game this month. Continuing my... my path of being Sega's strongest soldier, I'm adding Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which I'm looking forward to this game a ton, but I'm probably not going to play it until like March because they were releasing it a week before Persona 3 Reload. I don't know. So Sega did this weird thing where they put Like a Dragon Gaiden like a week before Persona 5 Tactica, and now they're putting Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth a week before Persona 3 Reload. So Persona 3 Reload is going to take up like the month of February. And then we're going to have Final Fantasy VII that's going to take up like most of March for me probably. So it's like kind of dropping this at a big time, but this one's taking place in Hawaii, so we're getting a new map. It looks like it's extremely content rich. The story that they're going for after setting it up in Like a Dragon Gaiden and Yakuza Like a Dragon, I think is going to be really cool. So I'm looking forward to this one a lot. It just is releasing at a bad time, so I'm going to stick with that one. Any thoughts? Like a Dragon,
resounding no.
D's nuts. All right, Sky 85 Interactive Entertainment. Let's get your next two.
All right, so I think I'm gonna go full Nintendo show for these next two. My next game is going to be
Princess Peach Showtime.
Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, right.
Wait,
That's not
um,
gonna.
really?
No, I'm picking TTYD remake.
Yeah, that's an easy.
Um,
That's an easy and a good pick.
Yeah, so it has no release date, but I have no doubt it's gonna come. It should come this year.
I
I
think they said
I think-
2024. I don't. I can't
Yes.
see why they would push it otherwise.
There's like nothing on the docket, right? So they gotta put out a direct soon and start talking about what's coming out in
There's
2024.
typically a January direct, so I would assume we'll get a date.
Yeah, January, February. Um,
I bet this comes out like
but yeah,
April or May.
I'm yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of the two older Paper Mario games. I played Color Splash, and it was like just made me want to die.
Bro,
uh,
I'm sorry.
and I haven't played Origami King, like, but I don't. I it just that whole like combat mechanic doesn't like interest me at all. And I'm
But
pretty sure like most of the people just want to go back to this sort of older style of Paper Mario RPG. Um, and maybe with the recent release of uh, Super Mario RPG, maybe uh, this is a good time to release a remake of Paper Mario TTYD. Um, so hopefully does well. Hopefully, like Paper Mario can like build off of the older Paper Mario games more than the newer ones.
what, you don't
Uh,
like a
I
RPG where fighting gives you no experience and there's no reason to fight and you're better off just skipping
yeah,
battles? You don't like that?
yeah,
You don't
Color
like the
Splash.
main you don't
Yeah,
like the main sticker star
suppose I
and
don't
color
like that.
splash. You don't like the main
I
thing
sup-
being like, oh yeah, I can just skip every battle because it doesn't matter. And you don't like sticker star is a game that really makes me mad just because of it's so poorly designed, and you can really screw yourself out of like basic things just by like not having like this really obtuse way of thinking about things. That game is I would say one of the worst Nintendo published games. Just and I mean, Color Splash is better, but it's not good. Still, it's not great. I didn't
yeah,
play Origami King.
I'm sure my opinion is like not an unpopular opinion. I'm pretty sure
No, it's not.
most other people would agree that they want to go back to the older style Paper Mario games.
I've never once seen anyone who's like, I prefer the new style. No one's even bothered
Yeah,
trying to be like a Twitter contrarian for like retention of that point.
yeah,
You can make
and
money
and
now by being
I'm
a Twitter contrarian, and no one's ever thought like, I'm gonna just tweet that I like Sticker Star better than Thousand Year Door. No one's even thought of putting that energy out into the world.
yeah, and I'm hoping that this game gets a good review and sells well, so they can actually evolve this style rather than going some weird color splash route. Anyways, that's enough of that. Next game I will draft Metroid Prime 4 here.
Really?
Exquisite choice.
No.
I memed about
uh,
Princess Peach Showtime earlier. I feel like we know
no.
nothing
So,
about this game. Go ahead.
I mean, we don't know much about this game other than like you can like change to like the sword fighter or whatever. Um, but I feel like it's I don't it's a Nintendo game, so it's not gonna score poorly. But I
I feel like
think
this is no lower than a 75, probably.
yeah, I mean I don't expect it to score like 90s or anything like that. But I do think it's not gonna be horrible from what I saw, or for about two trailers we have. I guess one trailer we have, right?
It
Really,
looks
there's
like a
only
follow.
one
Isn't
that
it
shows like
called?
any detail.
Isn't it called in Japan like Super Princess Peach 2? I might be making that up. It's seeming like it's going to be a follow up to the DS Super Princess Peach games. So I know that game has like 3 fans.
Yeah, but you know, I think it's just a safe pick. It has a release date. It's Mario. I guess it's Peach technically.
Yeah, I think it's a safe pick. I think it looks
It's
kind of
Mario.
fun. I think it's kind of
Yeah.
fun.
Completely overshadowing Princess Peach's contribution to the game. It's Mario.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think.
but the whole series is the Mario series, right?
Okay, do you call Donkey
No one,
Kong
no one.
Country the
Yeah,
Mario
Donkey
series?
Kong.
Do you call
Yeah.
Yoshi's Island
No,
the
well,
Mario series? Yoshi's Safari
but
the
like,
Mario series?
no one. Okay, but never mind.
Skydie
Just
5 is a misogynist confirmed?
let's move on to the next
I think it looks
And
kind
next,
of Princess Peach Showtime. I think it kind of looks fun. I don't know. Could be fine. I don't think it's a bad pick, but it's not the it's one of those games like, yeah, this sure is a late release Nintendo Switch game, isn't it? This is surely the last year of the Nintendo Switch. Like, this isn't a game. This gives me big 2017 3DS game energy. Um, and that's all I really have to say about it. But my next pick, I'm going for another game coming out in January that I don't have any interest in because I just don't like the genre. But it's a very easy, I think, going to be easy points. I'm putting on the docket for Tekken 8 that comes out at the end of this month. I think it's on Unreal Engine 5, so graphically it looks incredible. I just think it's probably a pretty safe pick. I think it's going to be well reviewed. Fighting game fans have been looking forward to this one, and Tekken's pretty cool, I guess. And it comes out this month, so going to be more immediate gratification than if I were to put something later on. So I would assume there's not going to be too many thoughts on Tekken 8 here, but that's a resounding no right
No.
there. We'll go on to our
No.
next Clardonics picks.
Okay, I get 2 right.
Yeah.
hmm
What I was gonna do last time, until I
Metroid
was
Prime
reminded of
4.
Hades, is Mina the Hollower. So I'm gonna choose that one. It was. Some people thought it was gonna come out in 2023. It didn't. So I think, assuming it's gonna come out in 2024, that's maybe a little bit safer.
Didn't they date it for December 2023? So I feel
Yeah,
like if it got
so-
delayed out of December, it's probably pretty imminent. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe this summer or something.
I think it looks really good. So
Yeah, it will score well. I don't think that's like.
I don't really
controversial.
get Yacht Club because like they put out Shovel Knight in 2014 and like they didn't do anything else. Like they published a
Well-
few games and they did those Shovel Knight
Well-
expansions, but it's like they haven't really done much of anything else.
Well, the expansions are like whole games, and then the. And
Why didn't they
made,
just
like,
make them sequels?
I don't know. And so they have some sort of.
And then they gave them out for free. Like I don't know. And then
They-
I just find it
they
kind of
hired-
strange too that they're pretty big now. Shovel Knight was pretty big, and then they crowdfunded Mina the Hollower. It's kind of like, oh, okay, guys. I'm sure you didn't need to do that, but they're probably like, yeah, you guys will give us money, so we might as well.
Well, it's. I don't think it's that bad as long as like I'm assuming everyone who like pays a certain amount of money actually gets a copy of the game, so that's essentially what you're paying for.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly like a pre-order, but it was kind of weird. But I think that's a good choice. I think it looks fun. It's like a Game Boy Color. It looks like the Oracle games, the Zelda Oracle games, like kind of inspired by that.
Yes. Plus
So
Castlevania.
yeah, I
And
think it
then
looks good.
My next pick is gonna be Hyper Light Breaker. I gotta just find it in the list. I really liked the first game, Hyper Light Drifter. Hyper Light Breaker is, I think it's like confirmed coming out in early access. I think this month. So
Intriguing.
we might get a score. Q1 of 2024.
Intriguing indeed. I don't have anything to say about that one. So we'll continue on. I'm going to do a bit of a riskier pick here. This one's risky for a few reasons. But I'm going to manifest this game being good instead of bad. So I'm going to draft the Silent Hill 2 remake. So this is kind of Silent Hill 2 is a top 5 game of all time for me because it's incredible and it still holds up really well. So if this game comes out and is bad, I'll just be like, well, the original still exists. They gave it a shot. As far as, they gave it a shot and there's a different interpretation out there. So Sony recently had a thing. I probably wouldn't have put this on here, but Sony recently had a thing that was showing games coming out, like a wrap-up thing for like, here are the games coming out in 2024. And this was on there. It is PlayStation 5 exclusive right now. This was on that, like, this is coming out 2024. So I was like, all right, I got some trust here. I think I can do it. Bloober Team is making this game. They've been working on it, I think, since like 2019. Bloober Team is known for kind of being bad a little bit. So, but I mean, the bones, most people complain about their storytelling and stuff. And it's like, okay, well, the original story is already there. They just don't need to edit it. Like the bones are going to be there. I feel I want it to be good, so I'm putting it on my list. I don't think it's going to be terrible, but I'm not super optimistic of it being great, although I hope it is. But I want it on the list. I want to manifest it. And I feel like there was like a Best Buy .com leak where they put that it was coming out like April, so maybe we'll see it soon. But I want it to be good, so I'm putting it on the list. Any thoughts?
No, it sounds like you're baiting us to counterpick that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
you
bait.
could. It's not bait. I don't think it's a good counterpick game, to be honest. I wouldn't say that it's a good counterpick game right now. So, I mean, that's what I would say. I don't think it's going to be terrible. So I'm moving on to Sky 85 for 2 more picks. I put myself right in the middle, so I don't get that, double gratification.
Okay. So the next 2 games I'm gonna pick, I have no interest in playing, but I'm picking just based on the developer's previous games.
Sky 85 doesn't.
So the first
play
one I'm
games.
gonna pick. No, I do not.
Mars After
The first
Midnight.
game I'm gonna pick is yes. So Metroid Prime 4.
I
Mm.
knew it. There it is.
No. Rise of the Ronin.
Yeah, I think that's a.
I believe it's developed by Team Ninja.
It's Team Ninja, published by Sony.
Oh yeah, so yes, so they previously made the Neo games, right? And those have like decent reviews. So
You drafted Wo Long last year.
I feel like
I did draft Rolong last year.
samurai fans have been like feasting. In the
Yeah,
past 5
Ghost of
years.
Tsushima
Mhm.
opened to the floodgates just for samurai fans.
There's also Sekiro. I think there's like
Yeah,
samurai-esque.
yeah. Rise of the Ronin's not really my type of game. I think it could be cool. I think it was on my short list just because like if not Sega, Sony like decided to publish it and make it like a second party game, they obviously see something in it. Like I don't know. They didn't choose to publish Wo Long. They published the Neo games, so they have that like kind of relationship there. But yeah, I think it's a good pick. What's your next pick then?
Okay, my next pick, my next pick is gonna be actually Unicorn Overload. Overlord.
Overload.
Overlord.
I forgot that. I
Um,
forgot about that one. That game looks awesome.
So, for now, see, it's being developed by Vanillaware,
Vanillaware is
and
so good.
another, Vanillaware developed, they developed 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, which is one of Objo's favorite games, I suppose. I think.
I don't know if it's.
Screen.
I like
It's
it. I don't know if I would say it's one of my favorites, but I like
Atlas.
it a lot. It's really good. Yeah, they're
by-
publishing it.
Yes. Yeah. It's published by Atlas, so maybe I sniped it, but
No, I
forgot
forgot
this
about it. It
was.
wasn't even on my short list because I forgot about it.
You started saying Unicorn Overlord, and I thought it was gonna be like a unicorn, like pink, and like a
No.
game.
Look
and
at the
then I
art style though.
remembered-
Vanillaware's known
it
for like
has a
their
good
art
art
style.
style.
Vanillaware's known for
Yes.
like their art style. Like George
it looks
Kamitani
pretty
is
good.
their George Kamitani is like the studio head, I think, and he's also like their artist, and he has like that really distinctive art style that's like awesome. Yeah, I mean, 13 Sentinels I think is a really good game. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but like maybe like in the top 100. But it's
I
it's
swear
a great
he
game.
had like a video that has like the top 10 games of all time, and it's like there.
I don't think no,
Maybe
it's
I'm
definitely
wrong.
not there.
Or
That video's
maybe
up,
it's
but that
like-
game's not in there. It was. I made a video that was like underrated games on PS4 at one point, maybe. So
maybe
that
it was
might have
that,
been
or
it.
maybe it was like of the year, but it was somewhere.
But
It was
Yeah.
featured in some video.
I featured
Some
it.
of
and
my
it's
favorites.
been yeah. It was in best games of 2020. I'm sure. That might
It's
be
either
what you're
that or
thinking.
like
Top 10
underrated
games of
games
2020.
or
I don't know. I've talked about it a lot on the channel. I think it's really good. It's on Switch now too. But Unicorn Overlord is a tactics RPG from Vanillaware, so it has that art style. It looks really good. So yeah, that comes out April 8th or something like that. Sometime in April. I pre-ordered like the special edition from Video
March
Games
8th.
Plus because I thought it was Canada exclusive for some reason. The special edition. I don't know why. So I have that game pre-ordered and you can't cancel things from Video Game Plus. So I just have the special edition pre-ordered. I don't know. I was in a dark place, but yeah, I think it looks great. It comes out March 8th.
Yes.
Hmm.
At least that's according to
No, that's
Fantasy
probably
Critic.
right. That's probably right. Yeah, I think it looks awesome. So I'm up now. I want to think where I want to go with this. I want to get this one off the list. I feel like this is going to be a great high scorer. Senua's Saga. I'm putting that one in. Heckblade 2. I just it's been cooking for a while. This is like Xbox's big game for the year, and people are excited for it. They whenever they show it, they have not shown gameplay or anything. They just show like cutscenes, and the cutscenes look impressive. But this is kind of like Xbox's big, AAA narrative game, and I think people are looking forward to it. So I think it's going to be pretty well regarded. Assuming it comes out this year, which I think it will. They announced it in like 2020 or something, like when they announced the Series X. So I think it's time, and I think I don't know what else they're going to release this year if they don't release this one. So, any thoughts from the two biggest Xbox fans in the world?
Nope.
Nope.
Not a single thought.
Last year, Xbox really screwed me with freaking Redfall. So they gotta redeem themselves in my eyes. That's all I'll say. All right, 2 more picks out of Clarodonics media bankruptcy.
All right, let's go with a game I'm fairly excited about, Animal Well, published by Big Mode,
Big
aka
Mode.
Video Game Donkey, but
Donkey.
the developer Billy Basso is like a really intelligent guy, and he seems like he's making a really experimental and interesting game.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice. It looks cool.
And I'm hoping it says early 2024 estimated, so even if that's off a little bit, maybe it comes out late 2024. And then let's do
Overbode.
let's do Pal World. Where is it?
Ever Grinder.
Pal World? Wait, I want to make sure I get this right, but I'm fairly certain Pal World is like Pokemon with guns.
Oh, that was at the Game Awards.
Yeah, let's go.
Like a couple years ago. Oh, it looked like someone put made a Fortnite mod where they put Pokemon in like Unreal Engine with guns. I forgot about that game. How did that game not get sued into oblivion? I mean, not like I want it to, but I just figure Nintendo would have been all over that.
Well, I hope it doesn't. I gotta get some points here. But, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of hype around it from the like monster taming community. So
the monster taming gun loving community release.
Yeah, well, I don't know how much of it is taming
because
because you are like it's kind of violent, but I don't know. We'll see. And maybe that's a good counter pick.
It very well could be. We'll see. My next game,
late 2024 or later.
I'm running out of my picks here. I think this one is another one that Sony put on like their wrap up, like this is coming out this year. So I have no reason to believe that it isn't. So hopefully it comes out this year. This is another one I'm a little concerned about, but I'm gonna draft Metal Gear Delta Snake Eater. This is the remake of Metal Gear Solid 3. This has been rumored forever, so it seems to have been development forever, so I don't really know why we wouldn't get it this year, other than the fact that we would get 2 Konami remakes. But you really think Konami's thinking that deeply into it? I don't think so. This one's a little concerning. It is a remake. No Kojima involvement. We just still don't know who the studio who's developing it is. It's I think it's heavily rumored to be Virtuous, like the Chinese studio. So they're the ones developing it. No new voice acting, no new voiceover. They're taking all the original VO from the original game. They're not like redubbing it. so I'm gonna guess the script's gonna be the exact same. So kind of cheapens it a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, well, they're not gonna mess with the story without Kojima there. So it just seems like a from the ground up remake of the game. Um, so I'm hoping it's good, and I'm hoping it comes out this year. But that's another Copium one too. But any thoughts on Metal Gear Triangle Snake Eater?
You're sure this is even real?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's real. It has no release date.
Gotcha.
I'm sure it's real.
I'm
Yeah.
doing a couple more risky ones, but So go ahead with our next pick from Sky85 Interactive Entertainment.
We're getting to the bottom of the barrel here, but
Oh, you're at the bottom of the barrel. I still got some good ones in here.
yeah, I mean there's still good ones. I'm just like absolutely not interested in playing any of these.
These are what your last two
I have
picks,
two
right?
picks though. I
Oh, you have three
think
more
I
picks.
still have 3 more picks.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is going to be kind of weird, but
I lost my place here. So I think this was in this you draft Objsoft drafted this last year, but it never released last year.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. No,
Okay.
Aiden Chronicle.
That's a good pick. That is a good pick.
Yeah, I have literally nothing else to say about it. I think I looked at the reviews for the previous game, and it wasn't like
That's not
amazing.
like that was kind of like a mini kind of smaller experience to my understanding. It wasn't like the official game. So I'm going to take
Okay.
over here. Ayuden Chronicle is like the spiritual successor to Suikoden series. The original creators left Konami and then just went off on their own. They did a Kickstarter thing and started a studio. So from my understanding, that was more of like a smaller interstitial project that they was like a Kickstarter. I think it was a Kickstarter like perk, like a stretch goal that they would do like a small like prequel type game, Eden Chronicle Rising or whatever it's called. So I wouldn't put too much stock into that one, but yeah, this has been cooking for a while. So and it was supposed to come out this year, 2023 at the end of 2023, and it got delayed. I think it was supposed to come out like October or something. But yeah, I think that's a good pick. If you'd like to go on to your next one.
Yeah, and then for my next pick, do I want to go safe or risky? I have like a spectrum. I can go like super safe, or I
What's
can
your
go
point
like
for?
super risky, but it's gonna be a good game.
I mean, I would say your
Uh,
list is so far pretty safe, so I feel like you could do something risky.
yeah,
Make
I
it
could go.
interesting.
I could take a little. I take a little risk here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So far, everything has a release date, I believe, or well, not really, but this one will definitely has no confirmed release date. Uh, Unannounced 3D Mario platformer.
No.
No, you can't
No.
do that. We need a game that's actually real.
No,
Bruh,
no,
I
I
was
picked
gonna.
Stellar Blade.
That was on my
I
list
picked
last
Stellar
year.
Blade. Okay.
That was also
Yeah,
well,
it was also.
in the wrap
I'm
up
just,
with Silent Hill and
I'm
Metal
just-
Gear Delta. It was in the
yeah,
same
I'm just
thing.
stealing Objosoft's previous picks here. This thing got delayed. I think that was recent news.
Well, like it never officially. It
Everything
was
says-
supposed to come out 2023, and then just didn't come out. And then it was in the wrap
Yeah.
up for like this is coming out 2024. So I would have expected probably it's coming out first half. Of the
Yeah.
year.
So, you know, right. I mean, that's what they said. I believe it's supposed to come out this year, but you never know with this game.
Yeah, this is developed by a Korean studio called Shift Up. This is like their first big game, but it looks really cool. It's like a character action game. And Sony stepped in and is publishing it. It's PlayStation 5 exclusive. So obviously they're seeing something. They're not going to just publish anything for the most part. So they're obviously seeing something there. So I think it'll be uh, pretty good. It looks like a Bayonetta if Bayonetta wasn't on the Switch and
Yeah.
didn't have the worst story maybe of all time. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good pick.
You know, Tencent acquired some shares of Shift Up.
Oh, cool.
As
Yeah,
fun fact.
that's a fun
If you're a
fact.
big
Maybe
Tencent fan,
maybe the Saudi royal family will get some shares in there too. That'd be exciting and fun. Um, I love big investment firms coming in and investing in things. Maybe Embracer Group will just flat out buy them. Hopefully.
hmm
So my next game here, I still have. So I have 7 games. So I still got 2 more games here for this initial draft. So I think I'm gonna go for. I have a few that I kind of want to think about, but I think I'm gonna just choose this one. This one's kind of interesting. I didn't play either of the original 2 games, but I'm gonna draft Little Nightmares 3. So this is not going to be developed by the original studio who developed the Little Nightmares 1 and 2. It's developed by Supermassive, who made like The Quarry and Until Dawn. And still published by Bandai Namco. So I feel like, people like the first 2 games. They're pretty well regarded. I Normally I would be like kind of, sus of a switch in developer, but I feel like Supermassive is a good developer, so I have no reason. They don't usually develop games like this, but I have no reason to like, be too concerned. So I think it'll be a good pick. I'm starting to run out of games too, so that's all I have to say. Any other thoughts on that one before we move on?
Yeah, I think that's weird that Supermassive wouldn't just keep developing their own like story-driven things, and they're gonna make a platformer.
Well, they still are. I mean, Supermassive is developing. They're developing that like Dead by Daylight game. That's
Oh,
like
really?
it's like a story mode Dead by
The
Daylight where
Nicolas
it's like
Cage one?
yeah, maybe it stars Nicolas Cage. I hope it does. They should take Nicolas Cage from Dead by Daylight and make him like the main character. But no, they have Dead by Daylight is getting like a story game, which it's essentially like it's
Yeah,
like a Until
I
Dawn
remember
type
that.
game, but in the universe of Dead by Daylight. And then they're also still doing that Dark Pictures anthology, which Namco Bandai is the publisher of those. So I would assume that's how
Uh,
they kind of
maybe
got
the
brought
studio's
together.
bigger. Maybe they're a lot bigger than I realized.
Yeah, I think they are, and they're owned by like Nordisk or something. Like they have a parent company ownership, so like they're not.
NordVPN.
They're owned by NordVPN. It's pretty sick, actually.
All right.
So
I think this is my final 2, correct?
yes,
yeah.
I'm going indie for one of them, and
and
then I'm
Metroid Prime
going
4 for the other one.
AAA for
Yeah.
another one.
The unannounced Mario Kart game.
Unannounced. So my first one is going to be Metroid Prime 4. No, I'm joking. It's going to be Earthblade, which is developed by the same people behind Celeste. So whenever this comes out, I think that's like a guaranteed extremely high score.
Okay, I didn't.
And
I'm not
then
aware
Mhm.
with this one, but I liked Celeste. That game's good.
for my second one, this game, if someone told me that this was coming out, I wouldn't have cared about it. I haven't played any of the games in the series, but I saw the trailer and I was like, this looks pretty cool. I'm actually probably going to play this, and that is Visions of Mana.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah,
I
it
think
looked
the
really
art
good.
style,
They
it
showed it at
looks
Game
great.
Awards.
My only complaint is that the characters kind of look like Sid the Science Kid, but other than that,
Oh, they do.
other than that, I think it looks really good, and it's like I think the combat is maybe a little bit more action oriented, or it's not so turn based. So I'm intrigued by it.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's a good choice. Uh,
I don't. The release date is maybe a little loose right now, though. So on both of those.
well, it can't be any more loose than some of your games last year, so it works out. So I'm split between 2 games right now. One that I'm not 100% sure will even come out this year, and one that is going to come out, but I'm not sure it's going to be great, but I'm gonna go with the one that I'm not sure it's gonna be great because I want it to, I think it'll at least get in the 70s, and it would be better than getting a 0. So, the game I wasn't sure is going to be great. I'm putting in the Alone in the Dark reboot. It's coming out March 20th. Um, so this game looks like it could be good. It looks a little bit budget. Looks kind of like a budget version of like Resident Evil 4 remake, which is understandable. It's a smaller studio and whatever. It looks kind of cool. It has like David Harbour's in it for some reason. Like it has actors in it. But I think it's going to be interesting. If nothing else, I think people are looking forward to it. It was supposed to come out in October, and they delayed it to January, and then they delayed it again. So it's getting a little bit of extra time in the oven. I feel like it could be good. I was My next choice is I was unironically going to choose Metroid Prime 4. That was going to be like what I was going to choose, either this or Alone in the Dark, but I think I'm going to put Alone in the Dark on the list. I just feel like it's probably a bit safer.
Well, if nobody chooses Metroid Prime 4, we're really gonna regret it if they announce it in like February.
Yeah, but we still have to the end of the year. We can draft it as long as it doesn't come out before we meet again to record. So if we record it like the end of June, if they announce it for like
Someone's gonna
November,
scoop
okay, well whoever gets to draft first will scoop that bad boy.
Yeah, isn't the draft like the same order? Though?
Yeah. So you could just get it. If they announce
you
it
can
in
just
like
sweep it up.
a direct in
I've nothing to
April and then
complain
we
about.
record at the end of June, it's as long as it didn't come out before then, it's fair game.
I'll scoop that up.
Scoop that bad boy right up.
Although, are we doing the same, just like same draft style, or are we actually going to use the budget?
This draft? I don't care
And the
about the
bid.
budget. I don't care about the bidding and
Okay.
the budget. We just draft again in the middle of the year. So final game here.
The final game. Yeah, I'm really at the bottom of the barrel at this point.
Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Mario Kart parentheses unannounced next mainline console game.
Oh
end
heck yeah, I'm
parentheses. I
hyped
think that's
up
a
for
good-
that one.
I like how.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I'm
Wait, I
pretty
just wanna
sure.
say, I like how that
Yeah.
is in the fold and not like the next 3D Mario, which could like very well be in development, but like Mario Kart, which is like that's like guaranteed not real.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that they're probably never gonna make another Mario Kart game ever.
Possible.
But anyways, what do I pick here? I have nothing to say about this game. 'Cause I know nothing about it. Maybe Objo has more thing to say about this one. And Grand Blue Fantasy Relink.
Ooh. Yeah, so this was on my short list. This was actually the only game on the list that didn't get chosen and I didn't pick, that I decided to pick Alone in the Dark just because Grand Blue Fantasy is big in Japan. Cygames is a pretty big developer that has games that no one plays over here. My only concern was that it was originally supposed to be developed by Platinum Games. The game's been in development forever, and they switched developers. So usually when games switch developers, it's not a great sign. And also, I'm going to be honest, I'm a big Platinum Games fan, but their recent output hasn't been great. So whatever, if there's anything that was, worked on by them still in the game, I'm a little bit sus, but I'm not entirely sure. That's why I decided, I don't think it'll be bad, but I decided maybe just to stay away from it for now. But overall, good pick.
Yeah, so now I think I do my counter pick, right?
I think you're doing your counter pick.
So now it's still snaking, but now we pick a counter pick.
Yeah, we're only going to just pick one counter pick
Yeah, so
right now, and we'll do the
the
other
very
two
interesting
later.
thing that this year is that, last year Clardonics picked like sort of duds, like games
He
that
picked
were
games
obviously
that
never
were
gonna come
clearly
out.
never going to come out.
So he was like an easy like target
Mm-hmm.
as far as
Bully.
counter picks go. But now, now he actually has potential games that, like his Silk Song, it's more likely to come out than last time. Like same thing with like Hades 2 and stuff like that. So I don't know. Counter picks is a little bit hard. this time around.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Um,
kind of looking at it right now, and I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to go with this.
yeah, I haven't really thought about this.
Well, I think I know where I'm going to go with this, unless you pick it.
But unless I pick it, so supposedly I'm safe from a counter pick. Um, but I'm actually gonna pick. I think the safest pick is just to pick a game that probably won't come out
All right.
uh,
So what's the pick? Let's
this
see it.
year. So I'm gonna go with Metal Gear
Okay. Fair enough pick. I get it.
Triangle: Snake Eater. Um,
I
yeah,
get that one.
it
I
has
feel
no
like
release dates. We don't know the publisher or anything like that. Um,
we know the publisher is Konami, but we don't know the developer.
yeah, the developer,
Um,
right?
I feel like it's a safe pick just because Konami is Konami. They're kind of
Yeah,
incompetent and just down bad now. And mix that with the idea that we don't know who's developing this. It doesn't seem like it's, the most in-depth reimagining of the game. And we also just don't know if it's going to come out this year, other than the fact that it showed up in like a Sony year in review. Here's what's coming out next year type thing. I think it's a safe pick. So
yes.
I was really surprised you didn't pick this one as your counter pick. Um, this is maybe the easiest counter pick game of my life. Pal World. I just
Dude, you don't
come
know.
on.
Hey, haven't you booted up like Pokemon Red and you're like, man, I wish I had a machine gun right now?
No, because I'm not like a 12-year-old that should be in counseling.
I want Power World to get the highest score out of every single game on this list.
I feel like this
Like,
game is either gonna get like a 52 on Metacritic, it's gonna get sued into oblivion and never come out, or it's just gonna flat out just disappear and we'll never hear about it again.
how it's not copyright infringement. They're not using Charizard's not running around here.
That you know of. Maybe trailer 2 just has straight up Pikachu.
I
You didn't
think
think of
you're
that.
really gonna. I think you're
Checkmate.
gonna regret that decision.
Checkmate. Maybe I will. Something tells me I won't though.
Yeah, it's gonna score like a 97.
Yeah, I bet. It'll score the same score as Elden Ring, I think. All right, let's see that counter pick from Clardonic's Media bankruptcy, owner of Pal World.
That's what is gonna make me even more bankrupt. I think I'm gonna counter pick. Oh, how do I even do this? Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. I'm gonna counter pick Little Nightmares 3. Um,
Hmm.
I didn't know anything about Supermassive taking over development of that, and I don't know. Something seems strange about it. It could be good, but if Metroid Prime 4 is an indicator of like why you shouldn't just throw a IP at a random studio, I think maybe this could be a similar situation.
Yeah, I get it, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense. Like Supermassive did some platformers for Sony in the past. I'm pretty sure they were involved. I thought they were involved like with the Little Big Planet, like PSP or something, or
I'll tell you what,
they did some
it's
kind of
gonna be
throwaway stuff for Sony before, and it's like a horror platformer, so maybe it makes sense.
it's gonna be a super massive good counter pick.
Maybe it will be not as good as a counter pick as Pal World though, for sure. But looking at this
I want
now,
Our World's gonna score higher than Little Nightmares 3. Just you watch.
okay. I care so little about that idea that I just don't know what to say about it. Maybe it will. Very well could. Shout out to that.
Yeah,
Shout out to Little Nightmares 3 if
The
it does
day
score higher.
the day of reckoning is coming.
It is coming. That's for sure.
yeah.
So
Interesting. I
just
got no counterpicked. I didn't get counterpicked.
I don't even know what half these games are.
Hey, me
yeah,
neither.
fake gamer.
I just
Gamer.
know that the besides Stellar Blade made like the mobile game like Nikki or whatever. Um, But like other than that, like all the other games I picked, like
Yeah, your
Yeah,
list is safe.
they made other.
I'm not gonna pick.
It's
I'm gonna.
it's a very safe list.
I want
You
Dragon's
should have.
Dogma 2 to be good.
Yeah,
Dragon Sugma.
yeah. I think that's. I think you. Yeah, you guys are gonna regret not counting picking Dragon's Dogma 2.
I
It
love
could
how
be
I have
bad.
two. I have two counter picks, but I feel like my list it has a few risky ones that I feel could really pay off, but then it has some stuff that like my first four I would say are pretty easy.
Yeah, those are
85
easy, like
plus.
80 pluses. Yeah.
Those are easy 80 plus, 85 plus. Then I think Senua's Saga is an easy 85 plus, and I think Alone in the Dark is like probably going to be a mid 70s. Little Nightmare 3 could be like a high 70s, low 80s. And then if the other two, if they come out, like they could be really be anywhere. Um, I have no idea, but I feel like Silent Hill 2, you would have to be exceptionally bad to mess up Silent Hill 2 in some way. Like, I just don't know how you would even do that unless, I don't even know. Like, you made it into a
Yeah.
MOBA or something.
Yeah, the only reason I would counter pick it's because it has no release date.
Yeah.
But that's, that's like
But
counter picking Hollow Knight Silk Song.
overall, good list from everyone this year. I feel like this is a big step up on our lists from last year of just like making smarter choices, mainly
Maturing.
picking games that'll probably come up. Yeah, we really have grown a lot. But that's it for this video. You guys want to let everyone know where they can find you if for some reason you want that? Don't all jump on it at once.
Yeah, Cloudonix, you can go first.
Okay, I'm
Gentlemen.
on social media as Cloudonix, making a game called Overbode. I post. I don't post super frequently right now, but my game's coming out fairly soon. If Twitter doesn't collapse by then, you can find updates on Twitter. But I have a YouTube channel. I'm on Blue Sky, so
Okay. Yeah, all that is true. I can fact check that. I've independently fact checked that.
it's a good thing I didn't like pick my game, like put my game in there last year as a meme because it didn't come out. So
Yeah. You would have gotten less than a 6.
I know.
Perhaps. Maybe not. Sky85, anything you'd like to add before we leave?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a YouTube channel and make Monster Hunter content. So if you're a fan of that game, then you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Skydy5 SR.
Will you make Dragon's Dogma 2
so-
content?
Perhaps we
That would be cool.
there's a small period between March and summer of this year, where they said they're gonna announce more Monster Hunter Wilds stuff this summer. So I'll definitely be making content for Wilds. So yeah, looking forward to that.
All right. Well, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do that. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below your most anticipated games of the year. What you think of each of our lists. I don't know. Just leave anything in the comments. It's good for engagement. I don't know what to tell you. Leave a dislike, unsubscribe, send a comment that says poo poo pee pee. I don't care anymore. No one listened to this far into the video anyway, so it's all good. Farewell.